Hey guys, my name is Mark and I'm actually going to be talking in my video today, which is a bit weird and scary. But there's a few things I think we need to talk about before we get stuck on this on playing. I'm using some different ideas to come up with the licks in the video and I just want to talk about them a wee bit. The chords we're using: A, A7 and D. There are a few things we can play over the A and A7 to make it a wee bit spicier sounding. Sometimes I'm thinking in a B flat melodic minor, which would be and the reason that kind of works is we're adding some extensions onto the A7 or A chord. Flat 9, sharp 9, major 3rd, flat 5, sharp 5, flat 7, the 1, and then the flat 9 again. If we resolve some of those to the notes that are in the D chord, D, F sharp, A, and another D, and another F sharp up here, and another A up there if you really want to. The note I'm kind of focused on here at the minute is that, and then the flat 9 and the sharp 9 here at the top. You'll see one of my licks goes but then I'm resolving to this A note here, which is the 5th in the D chord. The next scale is an E minor, and the reason I'm using an E minor is if we treat D as our chord 1 for a second, chord 5 of D, A7, chord 2 would be E minor. Now you may have come across that term before, a 2-5-1, which is a very popular chord movement in jazz and it's used a lot when improvising. I'm thinking sometimes in E harmonic minor, using that scale. The note I'm focused on this time is this E flat or D sharp, which gives us a flat 5 or sharp 4, whichever way you want to think about it. As I say, I'm not going to get bogged down too much in the theory, but I'm really just thinking about it as a shape more so. So the little shape I'm thinking of is kind of in the round. In and around this area here. So if I'm playing my A7, so it's resolving really nicely on A7 there. So there's where we're resolving to the D. I'm aiming for this F sharp note here. So I'm always targeting notes from that D chord, which were D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A, or D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A, back to D. When you're creating licks using these new extra ideas, you're always targeting notes from the next chord just so that it resolves really nicely. You could play more of them, but I don't like playing, and plus I'm not very good at it, so I don't do it too much. I'm not much of a jazz player, but I know a few little ideas like that which can just, as I say, spice up some of the licks you already know by just introducing 1 or 2 extra notes and becoming comfortable with those scale shapes. But I'm not even thinking about them as scale shapes. I'm just thinking about, if I know my C sharp is there, which is the major third of an A. When I practiced my B flat melodic minor, I got this little extra note here, which was a D sharp or E flat, this F, the G is already in an A7 chord, A is already in the A7 chord, and then this B flat, so that's the flat 9. I kind of look at where they are in relation to my A chord, wherever that may be on the guitar. Sometimes I may be playing my A here, so I know if I want instant access to a B flat, it's right there. Or if I want an F, it's right there. Played it here before. I would suggest sitting down and maybe just experimenting with a few of these sounds first, as well as learning the licks in the video, of course. But ultimately, you want to start creating your own licks. You just don't want to be rehashing my licks. Another one of the licks used a few chromatic notes, and I'm thinking in an A9 sort of shape this time. So in an A9, I will be playing here at the 12th fret. One of the licks goes. I'm looking at the target notes here. I'm really targeting that E note at the 12th fret. So you can hear how nicely that sits over an A, because it's one of the chord tones. My next target note was that F sharp note there, which is the major third of the D chord. Little chromatic rundown. Hit the major 7, the 5th, and then the F sharp again, the major 3rd. My brain doesn't work quick enough to deal with all the theory behind it. I work very much in little shapes that I've done before. I know that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's a very fast way for me to think. If I can immediately visualize on the fretboard where certain chord tones are, it makes it much easier when I'm improvising on the fly. Well, of course it's on the fly, that's what improvisation is. Duh. Little shapes. Any of those little shapes that I played earlier in the video, I'm definitely not thinking in B flat melodic minor. I'm thinking about the little extra notes that gives me and where they lie in relation to my original chord. I know that little shape there is going to give me that kind of spicier sound with some of those extra notes. I know something like that is going to resolve me nicely to the D chord. It even resolves me if I want to stay in the A for a while longer, say the song required another bar of A. So you don't necessarily have to move to the next chord, it can be used in other places as well. All the licks in the video will also work really well as 5-1 licks. We've used them as 1 to 4 moves in this, A to D, but we're really thinking A7 to D. So anytime that you see a 5/7 chord to move into the 1 chord, if you move around all the licks to this corresponding chord or key, whatever you're in, they'll still work. I'm resolving to the A again, but I'm really thinking when it hits that A, that's where my D chord is. So that's the 5th in D. But if I base that out of an E chord, which is chord 5 in the key of A, which would be up here. So 5th of A, hopefully that helps, guys. My speaking will hopefully get better as I continue to do it in more videos. As usual, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. If there's any other content that you'd like to see me talk about or play, leave a little comment down below. Thanks again for watching the video. Take it easy and I'll catch you in the next one.